Thanks. Welcome to the governor. You'll hear from him shortly. But first, we have one series of final awards.
Sunday, August 28th, 2011 is a day that will forever be remembered in many parts of Vermont. In Wilmington, local residents, second homeowners, business owners, and visitors literally stood by and watched the raging Deerfield River rise and take over their village as a result of the torrential rains from Tropical Storm Irene. We have all heard and seen the stories of what happened. Buildings flooded or washed away, roads collapsed, businesses destroyed, people left homeless. The collective response to the flood and the immediate effort and effectiveness to rebuild demonstrates a deep commitment to partnership and perseverance in the name of greater community. For helping pull Wilmington back together again, we honor today 5 different groups with a Preservation Award. The Friends of the Valley Foundation was founded several years ago by Lynn Bukasi, Kevin Ryan, and Chris Zizza. They have helped community members with scholarships for camps and colleges, grants for a person or family in crisis situation, and most recently with the North Star Bowl affected by Tropical Storm Irene. Friends of the Valley have also made a commitment to help rebuild Dot's Restaurant. The Wilmington, Vermont Fund was founded by Tamara and Daniel Kilmurray, second homeowners, for over 10 years. The foundation has purchased the Parmalee and Howe building and provided financial help to many local businesses to recover from Tropical Storm Irene. They have also committed a large amount to the rebuilding of Dot's Restaurant. Dan says, "These are not just businesses, these are people's lives." Floodstock was conceived the evening the storm hit at the Wilmington Inn and Tavern by John and Rachel Pilcher and the restaurant owners of Après Vous, Steve and Chris Jalbert. Floodstock was a 2-day music festival to raise money in order to save as many jobs and shops in the town of Wilmington as possible. All funds were dedicated to helping businesses within the historic district of Wilmington. The Deerfield Valley Rotary, working in partnership with the Wilmington, Vermont Flood Relief Fund set up by Adam Palmater, distributed funds for the repair expenses and replacement costs to businesses affected by Tropical Storm Irene. 100% of the donations from far and wide were awarded to local Wilmington, Dover, and Whitingham businesses. All 4 of these groups were led by incredibly generous individuals who donated multiple hours to create these funds, obtain donors, and then distribute hundreds of thousands of dollars to businesses. Many historic buildings in Wilmington would still remain empty if these individuals did not step up to the plate and create these funds. One business that stands out is Bartleby's Books, owned by Lisa Sullivan and Phil Taylor. Lisa and Phil lost their first bookstore in a catastrophic fire in Brattleboro in April of 2011, and then, less than 6 months later, their newly relocated and renovated Wilmington store was devastated in the flood. Phil and Lisa were committed to rebuilding and reopening as quickly as possible. Phil, who did almost all of the construction work, felt they owed it to the community to reopen. They wanted to inspire their fellow business owners, and that's just what they did. While Phil was racing to rebuild so Lisa and her staff could reopen, he was also diligently preparing for a third bond vote on the school facilities. The flooding and devastation seemed to only increase his commitment to the facilities issue, knowing that solving the long-standing issue was critical to the community's ability to recover. Lisa, meanwhile, was determined to use her voice and influence to do at least one thing every day to help the broader community. One day she got on the phone with a member of the administration to let them know that unemployment workers needed to be brought in immediately for the over 100 people made jobless by the flood. Another day, she arranged for the Small Business Development Corporation to come to Wilmington to meet one-on-one with her fellow shell-shocked business owners. She haunted Wilmington Select Board member Meg Streeter about getting more dumpsters and went door to door to find out who needed volunteers and for what. She made sure to put Annie Coleman, whose entire art gallery washed away, directly in front of the governor. And her first harrowing trip out of Wilmington was to go to Brattleboro and help ensure that the FEMA Recovery Center ended up in the valley. Lisa and Phil illustrate how individuals can make a meaningful difference in a community, its citizens, and its institutions. They demonstrate how you can radiate hope amid utter devastation. A deep congratulations and thank you to the Friends of the Valley Foundation, the Wilmington, Vermont Fund, Floodstock, the Deerfield Valley Rotary, and Lisa and Phil Sullivan of Bartleby's Books for working so hard collaboratively to rebuild a community physically as well as economically. We also extend our praise to all of the volunteers and workers who have helped Wilmington recover. Well done, everyone.
Could the representatives of all those groups come up, please, and receive the awards and shake the governor's hand? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all. What a remarkable thing you all have done and continue to do for this community. Is there one or two of you would like to say a little something, or?
See you for pictures.
Chris?
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Scissor from Friends of the Valley.
and Lynn Picassi, my co-chair on that, and congratulations to everybody. And just real brief is, if you're wondering, Vermont strong, 802 strong, I just tell everybody to just look in the mirror. That's what it looks like. This is kind of cool, Mr. Governor. So what I do want to say is, every year I have this party and I throw a phrase on the back of a t-shirt that says, a good friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. And I can tell you that here in Vermont, it's just good friends and great friends. So what a great day. Let's keep going.
What a wonderful turnout that is today. We're so thrilled to have you all here in town. I'm on the board of the Wilmington Fund Vermont, and along with Chris Zizza and Lynn and Friends of the Valley, and I have here with me two other board members, Julie Lineberger and John Gannon. And we are the beneficiaries of a second homeowner who stepped up to the plate. Big time, very big time. We don't want to forget, those of us who live here, what an integral part of our economic and our basic community our second homeowners are. And I want to just give a shout out to all of them. All of them. We all are grateful for the work they've done. And the word that we heard from Stuart Comstock Gay this morning, I think I'm going to remember the most, dogged. Let's get going.
Thank you.
I know I probably shouldn't be speaking to all of you because I feel a little young in the room, but at that point, I have to say that I feel a little selfish because being a younger person in the Valley, there aren't a lot of us, and part of the reason for this fund was I didn't want to see things fall apart, and I want to see people come back here. And I just want to thank all the business owners, because for you to have stepped up to the plate like you have and rebuilt, regardless of our small donations and what we've done to help, you're the ones that keep people coming through and keep all the rest of us thriving. So thank you so much.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for the support that we've received. Thank you so much to Preservation Trust. And when I think back to late August, rebuilding Bartleby's, while it became a symbol of hope for people in town, was honestly the easiest thing that we could do in the midst of such uncertainty in town. And the way that people were coming together to solve problems that were so much bigger than the problems that we were facing with our own store was so inspiring to us. And we, for us, it was an easy decision to rebuild. We really wasn't a decision. We got to work on it the next day, and many of you helped us in that process and have supported us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you all for this award on behalf of the Deerfield Valley Rotary, and it's just an honor to represent my fellow Rotarians who are just a real generous, caring group of people and don't seem to know the word no, as most Vermonters don't. And thank you very much.
I just wanted to thank the Preservation Trust for this award, and really thank you to the community. It's not the time when you're standing there after the flood and just looking at the complete devastation. It's not the time when you think you would really come to mind and say, yeah, this is really the place where I want to live. But it was, and it was really because of just the tremendous sense of community that we experienced through this disaster, and just the outpouring of support, and really the true feeling of what a community was. And I think after that first day when all those volunteers came in and helped us out, we knew that this is where we wanted to be, and just wanted to thank the community for that and all those volunteers.
I'll be brief. I just really want to thank the entire community and all of the volunteers, because literally, you know, there's 4 board members of Floodstock, but we could not have put on a 2-day concert and raised $76,000 without everybody's help. And I think I'm the one that's going to actually break down.
I think for all of us here in Wilmington, that was incredibly difficult to watch. It was beautiful at the same time, because it just shows how when push comes to shove, we all come together and pull. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Governor. I know you've spent a lot of time in Wilmington over the past several months. And my guess is that you didn't, when you got elected and started serving in January last year, that you didn't think that you'd be spending quite so much time worrying about water. So you've done an amazing job. The state has been totally remarkable in its efforts through this whole process, and really making a big difference for communities throughout Vermont. And I know we're all very appreciative of what you've done. And we, have our very special, small interest in the work that you've done, and that's about the downtown and village center tax credit program, which we've been a big advocate for many, many years, and we're very appreciative. It's one of the tools that's going to help people, that helps people in communities recover from this. So thank you. We appreciate your support a lot.
Thank you, Paul. There are so many people. I never thought when I got elected governor that my hardest job would be fighting back tears. But frankly, since Irene, that's been my toughest job, and it's no exception to see the team from Wilmington, Team Wilmington, Vermont Strong Wilmington, come up and accept those awards. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it is so great to be in this town that is a symbol of Vermont's greatness. Thank you so much to the town of Wilmington. We have come so far, and we have so much further traveled. And I just want to say that, from the day that Eileen struck, and I spent many, many days, it seems like a month at least, just going to communities, giving folks hugs that had lost everything. Let's not forget that one of the first shocking calls that I got in the middle of the night, on the night of Irene, was a call from my Commissioner of Public Service Safety, who said, "Governor, we've lost a life in Wilmington." We lost lives, we lost businesses, we lost property, we lost all of our belongings, we lost opportunities, but the truth is, what we gained was the spirit that you just saw from that award and the other awards that have been awarded by Preservation Trust today. The true strength, tenacity, and spirit of Vermonters. And that's what Irene and no one else can ever take from us. A huge part of that spirit, and a huge tool in the tool chest of hundreds and hundreds of tools that have gotten us as far as we've gotten in our goal to rebuild Vermont better than the way Irene found us, has been Paul Broom and the entire team, the board of directors. I see George Heller back there, I think. Maybe not. Yes, there he is. And all the people that worked so hard at Preservation Trust doggedly got up and said, our downtowns just got devastated. We had enough challenges pre-Irene. Now we have multiple challenges. They went out and they started identifying buildings and damage and giving hope to people that were going to walk away. 600 buildings, 30 different communities, over $20 million worth of damage. They never lost sight of the simple fact that they believed that collectively we could rebuild, we would rebuild. Thank you, Paul Broom. Thank you, Preservation Trust. Extraordinary example of how to get it right. Let's give them a hand. And I just want to say to all the other recipients of the awards, you are no less worthy. And I wish I could have been here for your awards. I know that we had enough challenges without climate change. As someone who's been dedicated to helping rebuild downtowns and have put my own sweat and tears into rebuilding and helping to rebuild downtown Putney, you know, we had some headwinds without this. We had the worst recession in American history, which was driving a lot of store owners and businesses out and taking away a lot of hope from folks who are starting to see progress in Vermont's unique effort to preserve and maintain our quality of life because of our strong, vital downtowns. We have technology, the fact that the internet gets to go shopping tax-free, and every business in every downtown in Vermont pays a tax penalty that their internet competitors don't because of federal tax law. We had the big boxes that in many cases have destroyed downtowns across America, and the only reason they haven't destroyed our downtowns in Vermont is because people like Paul Brune and others had a vision that Vermont could be different from the other 49 states by investing and concentrating on maintaining our historic treasures and continuing to be a state where you converse and communicate with neighbors and friends, not by technology, but at the general store or at the porch of the local market or in your downtown farmers market. The vision that transportation, housing, commerce, business, and jobs are actually dependent upon strong, vibrant downtowns. And then we have the floods. And we all know that that was really the third strike. So what we celebrate today in these awards is our remarkable tenacity, a vision that's different than anyone else in the country, who believes that if you just build big boxes and let your downtowns die, that's okay. And obviously the knowledge that we have both opportunity and bigger challenges ahead. So I hope that each of us in this hall today, in the heart of Eileen territory, where you can't find a better example of Vermont strong than the people of the town of Wilmington and those that, what I say, wish they were Vermonters but come pretty close as second homeowners. The tenacity, the willingness to say we don't give up. We're going to rebuild better and stronger than the way we were found, and we're going to fight the headwinds that other states have caved to and say no. We're going to do thoughtful planning. We're going to put tax credits and resources into our downtown buildings. We're going to make it tougher for big boxes to develop here than they do in other places. We understand that Vermonters, both old and new, come here because of the people, because of the quality of life. As was just said, because we know this is the place we want to live. So, to Preservation Trust, to all the awardees, there are headwinds, but I say as your governor, if we put our public dollars and our private partnerships together with our remarkable tenacity, vision, and appreciation for each other as neighbors and friends and comrades, we will continue to beat those headwinds, to revitalize our downtowns, and when we're done, our kids and our grandkids will say to you, thank you. Thank you for not walking away. Thank you for recognizing community matters. Thank you for recognizing that quality of life is more important than immediate profit. That's the difference. That's our quality of life. That's why we're in Wilmington today, celebrating the progress we've made. We've got a long way to go, but we will continue to march. Congratulations to all of you. I'm honored to be here.